10:04 on the Fan, and a very good Wednesday morning to the midday show. Joe Beningo, Evan Roberts, 877-337-6666 is the phone number here, of course, till 1 o'clock. CMB comes your way. Dove Kramer, Ernie Acosta on the other side of the glass. We're live from the Black Bear studio. Delicious Black Bear deli meats and cheeses only at ShopRite. It was a very good night for the two local baseball teams. The Yankees just continue to what the Yankees are doing to me is just unbelievable. And anybody that ever gets on Brian Cashman, you know what I mean? I think about a lot of Yankee fans that don't like Brian Cashman. I mean, look at the job this guy has done in face of basically his entire team. Just about every guy on his team, every major guy has gone down with an injury this year. And his team just continues to win game after game after game. I mean, and last night, I mean, Urshela with the home run, LeMahieu with the game winner. I mean, it goes on and on and on.
Well, I think made last night, in a lot of ways, maybe their best win of the year, was that everything about last night was a loss. Everything. Their defense was bad in this game.
Yeah, Frazier.
Gio Urshela actually made an error.
He did, too.
Clint Frazier and Brett Gardner had the miscommunication. It didn't go down as an error, but there was miscommunication
with Tanaka
on the ball
basically
that
getting upset with them on the mound. How about that?
Well, I kind of understand
No,
it.
but I mean, it's just very out of character for Tanaka.
Yeah, that was the most upset I think we've ever seen Masahiro Tanaka. And to Tanaka's credit, he got out of it.
No, he did.
Because that set up first and second one out, and he got Beckham and Healy to make out, and he got through the inning. Then there was the fly ball that Clint Frazier just flat out dropped.
Yep.
And so you've got bad defense, including from Urshela, who's so brilliant defensively. And you had a Yankee offense that until LeMahieu got the game-winning hit, they were combined 0 for 10 with runners in scoring
and a 70-minute rain delay.
Right, and that.
Of course.
There was nothing.
The obligatory rain delay here in New York.
Typical New York right now.
Of course.
And it was weird, too, because it was such a nice day. Right. The rain felt like it came out of nowhere. And then when they
another day in this area.
When they restarted the game, we had more rain. So it was just an awful last few innings as far as weather's concerned. Unfortunately, there weren't many people left at Yankee Stadium to enjoy it. But there was nothing about last night's game that told you the Yankees were going to win. They're playing terrible defense. They can't get a big hit. They're not even getting the calls to go the right way because right before the Clint Frazier error, what's forgotten about is it shouldn't have been an error because Masahiro Tanaka threw strike 3. And the umpire just flat out missed it. Just didn't call it. So, now look, Clint Frazier still has to catch a fly ball, and I'd be a little concerned about his defense right now in the outfield. But that was a missed call by the umpire, bad defense, horrible clutch hitting, and the Yankees came back and won anyway.
I'm waving to the camera here, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we have a camera set up.
Izzo put his camera.
Yeah, he likes to film everything. And so from that standpoint, in a lot of weird ways, that was maybe the most impressive win the Yankees have had all season long.
Look, everything the Yankees are doing is impressive right now as far as I'm concerned. I mean, when you consider the guys, the laundry list of all-stars that are out and not playing right now for this team, it's unbelievable. I mean, it really is. I mean, you think about it, it's unbelievable. And I'll give a lot of credit to Aaron Boone, but I'm going to even give more credit to Cashman because somehow he found these guys to get him. I mean, it's unbelievable. Who are these guys?
Everybody deserves credit. When you're the New York Yankees and you're 21-14, and that's your record considering everybody that's gotten hurt and the way they've played over the last few weeks.
It's incredible.
The manager deserves credit, even if we live in an era in which the manager doesn't get credit or blame and shouldn't get anything.
Right.
The manager deserves credit, and absolutely this general manager. But the individual players deserve credit. DJ LeMahieu has been a great free agent signing. Now, we can give Cashman credit for signing him, but then you've got to give credit to the player for actually performing.
It's true, but I give Cashman credit for looking at a guy and saying, okay, I'm going to take a shot at this guy. This guy, there's something about this guy. I think that he can be an effective player for us. And to me, that there's something to that.
Yeah, it's funny when you looked at the middle infielders that were available in free agency, and within, I guess, a week or so of each other, the Mets signed Jed Lowry and the Yankees signed DJ LeMahieu. And I remember saying, boy, just based on the way they play, the fact that Jed Lowry's a switch hitter, had more proven versatility. LeMahieu was more of just a second baseman. I thought Lowry was a better fit for the Yankees. Now, it's May 8th. Things can change.
Let's hope he's a good fit for the Mets.
But as of right now, Jed Lowry hasn't played a game, and DJ LeMahieu has been incredibly valuable to the New York Yankees.
Yep.
But on a day in which they couldn't buy a big hit, when they finally came through with the big hits in the ninth inning, it was enough to beat Anthony Swarzak.
Oh, my God.
Old friend Anthony Swarzak.
Boy, how bad is he?
Well, he was good for the first few weeks, and now he's terrible again. But Gio Urshela hits a 2-run home run on an 0-2 pitch.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, you talk about a moment that came out of nowhere, because even watching that ninth inning, I never had a feel that the Yankees were going to win this game. There was never anything about this game that told me the Yankees are coming back. You know, even after Gleyber Torres gets the base hit, okay, they got to run around, 1 out. I know Swarzak stinks, but it's the bottom of the order. You know, what's going to happen? And out of nowhere on an 0-2 pitch, not only does Urshela hit a 2-run home run, he hits it into the black in center field. I mean, where did it even come from? And then Cameron Maben, who was on nobody's radar a few weeks ago, not only gets a base hit, but picks the perfect pitch to steal on. He stole on a pitch that Elias bounced, and Maben gets himself an easy stolen base. And what does that set up? Well, it sets up the game-winning hit.
Of course.
Which, of course, we had a little pause on because the Mariners were going to challenge it.
Yeah, play at the plate.
It would have been worse if it was the other way, where they call him out, Yankees challenge it, then they say he's safe. So there would have been a real delayed reaction to the game-winning hit in the celebration. But a really just surprising
Look,
incredible win by the Yankees.
Right now,
last
everything
night.
they're doing is coming up roses. I mean, everything they're doing, and every guy they throw out there, is getting the job done. I mean, that's the way it seems.
Incredible.
It really is amazing.
Yeah.
It really is amazing.
I don't think it was this game in which you circled and said, "Boy, they better win it." That was what the Mets faced last night.
Well, that's a different
story. But it was
story.
one of those games that you just pile on and say, "Wow, I can't believe they won this."
Yep.
And they're doing it, again, even as they are healthier now, because Gary Sanchez is now back and Clint Frazier is back and Miguel Andujar is back. Think about the guys they're still missing.
No, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Their ace coming into the season has still not pitched.
Just start with Giancarlo and Aaron Judge. Think about that.
Yeah.
Those two guys are out. Didi Gregorius, he's out. It's mind-boggling when like you said, Severino is out. Betances is out. I mean, it's Hicks is out. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. So they continue to roll.
Yep.
They got a big series coming up with the Tampa Bay Rays over the weekend. Last night, the Mets just had to win.
They had to win.
And Dove Kramer asks me this morning, I'm on 3 hours of sleep from last
to this
night.
game, though.
What, the fact that you got no sleep if you watched it?
No, that Syndergaard stunk again. To me, that's the thing that bothers
me. How
me.
about Edwin Diaz? He was shaky, too.
You know what? To me, Edwin Diaz will surface as just like every other closer the Mets have ever had. I have no doubt in my mind.
That's not acceptable.
I understand that, but I'm expecting it.
Well, you can expect it, but that doesn't make it acceptable. Look, they gave up a top prospect and absorbed Robinson Cano's contract.
Do you think this guy's going to be Mariano Rivera? I don't.
He needs to be better than the typical Met closer.
Look, here's the good news, though. As bad as he was, he did get it done.
He did get it done.
Let's give him – I understand it was, bases loaded, the whole deal. I get it. He got out of it. Let's give him credit for that.
And not only did he get out of it.
And if it was a tie game, he wouldn't have.
Yeah. Well, he would have come in the game.
Right.
We know that on the road.
Right.
And this is, I guess, the sign of last night's baseball night. I'm watching the Yankee game, and there was never a belief in my mind the Yankees were going to come back.
And they're saying just the opposite for the Mets.
Just the opposite.
No, of course.
Even when Alonso hits the 2-run bomb.
Boy, that was a bomb, too.
I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. And when Diaz is walking Greg Garcia, and then he's giving up a base hit to Ian Kinsler. I know it was a bloop, but he still gave up a hit. And then Franmil Reyes is ripping up a base hit. And now all of a sudden the Padres have a chance to tie the game without a base hit. Oh, yeah, here comes Manny Machado and Eric Hosmer. And they elect to walk Manny Machado after Reyes, or Margot actually, pinch ran and stole second base. I'm expecting... I can't believe this. I'm going to go to bed at 1:45 and they're going to lose this game.
Imagine that.
They will have ripped a body part off and shoved it down my throat. That's how it felt.
Right.
So I was stunned. And you're right. I got to give Diaz credit for getting through it. I was stunned that he struck out Eric Hosmer.
Of course. How could you not be?
And then he got, what's his name, Renfroe, who had a grand slam like 3 days earlier against the Dodgers. I was stunned he got him out.
Well.
And I was even more stunned that Ahmed Rosario made the play.
Well,
balls hit to him. I'm expecting doom.
Look, I want to go back to Syndergaard.
Yes, go ahead.
What happened to this guy? I mean, the guy gives you this great performance the last time out against Cincinnati, okay?
Right.
Then he last night he gives you the same stinking performance he's basically given you all year. Except this time, instead of 5 innings, 5 runs, it was 6 innings, 5 runs.
Right.
That's the only difference. I mean, what was? I mean, look, I didn't see a lot of the Met game. What the hell happened to this guy?
Well, he gave up a couple of home runs.
Right.
He gave up the
Right.
home run to Ty France was on an 0-2 pitch, which is just unacceptable. You're Noah Syndergaard. You cannot be giving up 2-strike home runs. And he just labored throughout the entire game. And he never had a clean inning. I think he had one clean inning, and that was the inning where Michael Conforto made one of the great catches you'll ever see, leaping into the right field corner to rob Manny Machado. And the problem was Mickey Callaway was so desperate to get an extra inning out of Noah Syndergaard that he let him hit in the 6th inning.
Right. Is that when he got picked off after he got a hit?
No. That was just an at-bat in which he struck out. He got picked off in the 2nd inning.
Right.
But the problem with letting him hit was not that Noah's a bad hitter and you got to send him a pinch hitter, was that, to me, it was obvious that he was done.
Right.
Because that 5th inning...
How many pitches did he throw last night?
It wasn't a lot. But that's not even the point.
Right, no, all right.
Sometimes pitch count's overrated.
Well,
he ended up
true.
throwing 101. I think at that point he was at about 82.
Okay.
But that's not the point.
Right.
He wasn't good.
Not well.
He was getting hit very hard. The last batter he faced in the 5th inning was Manny Machado, who Conforto, and if you haven't seen it, made as great of a catch as Michael Conforto's ever made. Made a great play. I give him a ton of credit. But clearly Syndergaard didn't have much left, and Mickey tried to squeeze out that extra inning. And even though Syndergaard was able to fight through it without completely imploding, he just wasn't good. And he wasn't good all day long.
Well, he hasn't
been good all year. Outside of the complete gamer,
right. That's it.
From last week or a few days ago, whatever it was.
He pitched pretty well the home opener. Pretty well that game. He was, they lost the game, but he wasn't bad that game. And he pitched this great game against Cincinnati last week. Outside of that, he's been terrible. I mean, let's be honest.
He's got a 5 ERA.
He's been terrible. He's been basically 5 innings, 5 runs. That's what he's been.
But
what the hell's going on with this guy?
Well, the other thing...
I mean, I think the Thor nonsense has got to stop. Stop the bobbleheads. Stop the Thor. Stop appearing in Game of Thrones. And go out there and start worrying about being a top-flight pitcher in the major leagues. I mean, I'm serious. Go sit with your buddy Jake DeGrom and listen to him, and he'll tell you how to do it. Because I'm sick and tired of seeing Syndergaard stink. Even though they won the game last night, to me... It's like one of those games, they won, but I'm aggravated because this guy was terrible. And they can't live with this guy being terrible.
No, he has to be better.
Of course, especially when they have no depth, as you've said a million times in the starting rotation, to the point that some guy, Wilmer Font. Who the hell is Wilmer Font? Wilmer Font is pitching today. Wilmer freaking Font with a 6-point-something ERA. He's pitching today for the Mets.
That's why they had to win last night.
Of course. But you understand, but this is my point, though. This is why Noah Syndergaard can't, stink. All right? And you've stunk all year. I don't give a damn if you hit 2 home runs. Big freaking deal. You've been terrible all year. It's time to get your head out of your rear end, Noah. Wake up. Start taking pitching seriously, okay? Talk to your buddy Big Jake. Talk to Big Jake because he knows how to do it. Talk to him. I swear, bro, I'm so ticked because I like Syndergaard. I've defended him a million times. I'm tired of his act. I'm getting tired of it.
Well, it just goes to show you that
tired of it.
When you don't pitch well, all that other stuff gets called under scrutiny because you never were ticked off about Thor or appearing on Game of Thrones.
Now I am because
he has a 5 ERA.
Right.
I get it.
Look, I called Harvey out too. Okay, did I not call Harvey out?
Of course.
And he was all over me. Oh yeah, do something before you're the prince of the city. You haven't earned it yet. And that's the same thing with Thor. I'm just very aggravated.
The problem and the frustrating thing about Noah Syndergaard is he had earned it to a degree. He won a World Series game and pitched very well in that wild card game. But since then...
Right. He even had a decent year last year. He had a decent year.
Yeah, but since then...
But this year he's been terrible.
He hasn't even pitched a full season, though.
I understand.
In 2017, he made a handful of starts. And even last year, look, he wasn't terrible.
No,
he wasn't great.
It wasn't great, but he had a 3.03 ERA. This year his ERA is 6.
Well, it's 5.
I'm sorry. It's only 5.
It's only 5,
but
right.
The typical Noah line has been last night. 6 innings, 5 runs, 100 pitches, stinks.
It's remarkable how hittable he's become.
Right.
He's a guy who throws 99, 100, has nasty off-speed stuff, and he's hittable. And he's hittable on 0-2 pitches to a guy named Ty France.
Unbelievable.
But because there were a lot of things infuriating about this game, and the way it started was infuriating. The game started with Jeff McNeil lacing a double. Great.
Jeff McNeil.
Then it continued with Ahmed Rosario blooping a single for an RBI hit.
I just got to say, the guy, I mean, he's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's been great.
He is really
He's been fantastic.
Fantastic.
And then Robinson Cano ripped a ground rule double. This is how the game started.
Right.
And then Pete Alonso ripped an RBI single. The first 4 hitters got base hits.
Right.
And my brain, because I'm stupid, said to me,
blowout.
Right. This is going to be easy. Noah could give up 5 runs, Joe, because they're going to score 15.
Yeah, right.
And after that, Carl Quantrill, who doesn't even have good numbers in the minor leagues, gets the next 3 guys out.
Yeah, well.
And then gives up nothing in the second, and nothing in the third, and nothing in the fourth. And then the bullpen gets out of the 5th, and nothing in the 6th. And now I'm sitting there in the 7th inning, and the Mets they're down 5-2. I figured they were going to lose. Now, I give them credit. They somehow woke up, and Brandon Nimmo, of all people,
how about that?
Came through with a huge RBI double.
So I guess his offer streak is over, huh?
That ended the offer streak.
No,
and
I
I got to admit, I want to be honest, when Brandon Nimmo came up with 2 outs and a chance to tie the game.
You said no shot.
No, I said he shouldn't be up. Mickey's got a pinch hit for him.
Okay.
How do you let this guy who's 0 for his last billion hit in this spot?
Well, the only thing I will say is, as I always like to say with new situations like this,
he's due.
Right.
He was due.
He was due.
And he swung at the first pitch instead of looking for a walk, and he ripped the double, and they tied the game up. Yeah. So I was definitely wrong about that, because if I was the manager of the team, I would have gotten Nimmo's ass back in the dugout.
Due, you know? Like, I'd be more worried about the guy that's, like, on the red-hot streak in that spot, to be honest with you. Sometimes I am. It's great because I'm nuts.
And speaking of red-hot, Robbie Cano had 4 hits in this game.
Yeah. Well, he needs to start getting red-hot, Robbie Cano.
And Pete Alonso came through with...
Pete Alonso's just,
Get the biggest hit of the season so far.
Yep.
But here's the thing about it.
Alonso and McNeil, I have nothing negative to say at all about those 2 guys.
Yeah, and Alonso's home runs have been clutch.
Yes.
He's hit so many big home runs.
They'd have won to tie the game in the 18-inning game that they should have won.
Absolutely. I mean, think about how clutch that was. It's just a footnote now.
Right.
So as great and as important as that win was last night, Dove asked me this morning, do you feel better about the team? No, I don't feel better about the team.
How can you?
Why would I feel better about the team? As you said, some guy named Wilmer Font is pitching today.
Right. Wilmer Font is pitching, and one of our top pitchers, the guy that we rely on to be a given, supposed to be a given, has stunk this year.
Plus, if you remember, the Mets had a game against the Phillies last year where Michael Conforto hit a game-winning home run in the 9th inning in Philadelphia. It was on a Friday night. Mm-hmm. And I remember the next morning coming in, Saturday show, that's the moment. We're going to look back at this. Right. And it turned out to mean nothing. Because the Mets went into their tailspin.
Right.
So while this could be a win, we look back on it. Could be.
We'll see.
We'll see. I certainly look at the track record of the Mets and say it just may well be a footnote.
Yeah.
They lose today, lose 2 out of 3 to the Marlins over the weekend.
And lose 5 out of 6. On this road trip. You win today, you got the Marlins coming in for 3, you take care of business against them, and all of a sudden you feel a lot better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, what I feel better about is if you're going to stay up until 2 o'clock in the freaking morning.
You want to win the game.
You got to win.
Right.
And if they would have lost that game in the bottom of the 9th inning, that would have been brutal.
No, you would especially after you take the 2-run lead, of course.
But you're right that you walk away from that with things to be worried about.
Sure.
You touched on Noah Syndergaard very well. Diaz is starting to scare me, even though he did get the job done.
Absolutely.
And the way the offense just completely disappeared from the end of the 1st inning until the 7th inning was deeply concerning.
Well, the offense has basically disappeared for a while now.
Yeah.
I mean, they scored as many runs yesterday as they did in like a week. Right?
Yes.
It's true.
Yes.
So and then I got to see Wilmer Font on the mound today.
Well,
I mean,
what are their options?
There are options, but they don't want to spend any money. I understand he couldn't pitch with Keuchel for a month, but still, I mean, especially when Syndergaard is stinking it up. You got to worry now about Matz with his injury. We know the deal with Jason Vargas. He's hurt too now. He's on the IL. I mean, come on. This is the stuff that gets me out. And then this is the first time I'm really aggravated. And it's after a win. Think about that.
Yeah, a win you didn't even have to sit through.
Right, I didn't have to sit through it. I'm still aggravated.
I know.
Soon as I found out about Syndergaard today, and in the win, hey, great, they won. Alonso, monster. I love Alonso. Great, he's been terrific. McNeil's been terrific. But, I mean, the same garbage with Syndergaard. Same old.
He's just very, very hittable.
And why?
Right now.
Well, what's happened?
I can't answer that, but he's very hittable right now. And that confidence, that dominance that Noah Syndergaard showed, it's just kind of disappeared. Right. I know he did it against Cincinnati. I don't want to dismiss it, but you're right.
Bro, we know he can do it. That's the thing that gets you even more ticked off.
But that game so far this year is more the exception than the rule.
Well, like I say, yeah, exactly. He's been 5 innings, 5 runs, 100 pitches, and been bad. That's been the story.
And that was concerning because when the Mets give him 2 runs right out of the gate, even though I expected another 12 to come out, I expected the Mets to actually blow him out.
I can't believe you expected 12.
Well, the first 4 guys got base hits.
Mets fan your whole life. Come on.
Sometimes they do that.
I know. Sometimes, you know what? So who am I to say? Because I get like this too. Like with the Jets, I get like that too. Like, oh, they win a game. Oh, I'm excited.
Right.
And then I look at like 10 minutes, like the next after, and then 10 minutes later, I'm like, what are you dumb?
Yeah.
How many years do you have to beat your head against the wall before you realize what's going on?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. I mean, it makes you crazy.
And what scared me is that I don't know why. I don't even think there was a fantasy reason for it. But on Sunday, the Dodgers played the Padres.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Now, I'll briefly tell you
Was that the game Renfroe hit the home run to win?
Right. So here's what happened.
Right.
Dodgers are up by a run in the 9th inning.
Right.
Kenley Jansen loads the bases with nobody out.
Right.
Gets the next 2 guys out.
Right.
He's about to get out of it.
Right.
Hunter Renfroe hits a grand slam.
Right.
That was on my mind that entire 9th inning, especially
With
when
Diaz.
it ended up with Renfroe up with the bases loaded. After Diaz struck out Hosmer on a very borderline pitch, Hosmer almost got ejected. I thought the pitch before that may have been a strike too, but whatever. Mets got the call. That's great.
Right.
Thank you, Bill Miller.
Right.
But I had the same vision. All I'm sitting there thinking is
well.
Kenley Jansen, like 72 hours ago, gave up a grand slam in a very similar spot to Renfroe. Renfroe's already had a big series. He had a double in this game. He had a home run the day before. And when Renfroe hit the ground ball to shortstop, I'm telling you, this ground ball to shortstop, Joe, took an hour and a half.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because I'm watching Rosario.
Waiting for him to boot it, right?
I'm envisioning through the legs. I'm envisioning throw to right field.
Right, you waiting to boot it.
And he somehow, Ahmed, who's hitting.
He is
I
hitting.
give him credit.
No, he's been hitting.
But this guy can't play any defense.
I know, it's
I have
unbelievable.
no faith in him. But when he made that play.
All of a sudden, he's like hands of stone defensively.
Oh, my God. I was so relieved. You know, because I was sitting in the exact same spot I was sitting in.
Did you have to sleep last night to sit in a game? Because a game like that, I mean, it wouldn't be that easy just to get in bed. Okay, I'm passing out now.
No, I got more sleep in my car this morning.
Did you have like a Maker's Mark or something before you went to bed?
Yeah, I should have.
A little shot of Maker's Mark.
I think the game ended at about 1:45. I think I probably passed out by about 2:15, 2:30.
Right.
And I woke up at 5.
You got 2 minutes later.
Yes. But then I drove here and slept in my car for an hour. I swear to God.
I slept in the car.
Dude, I was so tired.
Why'd you sleep in here?
I'm more comfortable in my car.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, where am I
understand
sleeping
that.
here?
Well, you could sleep in what they call our office.
We're on the desk. Listen, man, I got the car prepared. I got a pillow in there.
I would have slept on the floor. I slept on the floor in a conference room once. I told you that story.
Yeah.
It was the night of what game
the
was it?
Beltron game.
The Beltron, yeah, Game 7
game.
Right.
Another great Met
memory. I
memory.
slept on the floor that night in the old conference room up in Astoria. Oh, my God.
But thank God they won. That was
Yes,
good
of
for the
course.
mental health. Now, today, with Wilmer Font on the mound, unless the Mets go out and score 9 runs,
Font.
I got no confidence.
Wilmer. He sounds like a senator.
Senator
Like
Font,
the senator
you have
from-
the floor.
The senator from Iowa, Wilmer Font.
Oh, boy.
Right on, doesn't it?
That's what we should call him from now on, the senator.
I think we will. I
The
think we'll do
senator's
that.
on the mound today.
Let's see how good he is.
Let's see if he delivers.
What we call him when he's DFA tomorrow.
The disgraced senator.
Oh, boy.
We'll-
Wilmer Font.
We'll come back. We'll get your calls on the Yankee win and the Met win. It was a good night. The basketball was awful last night. It was
Awful.
just terrible.
Awful. And let me tell you something. And we'll get to this. I'm gonna rip this guy who's just completely overrated for
Good.
Philadelphia.
I love that. Rip guys on Philly. I love
I'm
it.
gonna rip this guy.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing how good this guy is.
Good. That's what I like to hear. But Ingo and Robertson, and we'll address why no one should read into anything about Las Vegas odds on where Kyrie Irving is going.
I hear he wants to go to. He loves Jason Kidd.
Pass. Pass. Pass.
I hear the Nets are the leader in the clubhouse.
Pass. Hard pass. I'm good. I'm good. Thanks, Kyrie. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Kyrie wants to emulate Jason Kidd.
None of it means anything. All right? Just want to make that clear. We'll get to all that coming up.
It's funny to me.
Yeah, when I saw that,
I know. I'm like, wow. He was a Net fan growing up.
I knew he was in.
Did you? I didn't know that.
He's a big Iron Eagle fan.
Well, everybody's an Iron. Look, everybody loves that. I mean, there's very few people that don't love Iron. I mean, I don't know who those people would be, but maybe there's 1 or 2.
Yeah. It's a very short list, that's for sure.
Yes.
So we'll come back. We'll get your calls. Busy show, but Ingo and Roberts here in the mid.